everybody, Fletch from All Things Overlanding here. I'm in a little bit of a different location than normal today. I'm in my garage. It's a mess. We're getting ready to move to a new house, so apologize for the boxes and the just stuff everywhere. I have kids, so I always have stuff. Anyways, I'm here today because I'm talking about another NewAir product. If you click on the tag in the top right corner, you'll see I did a video on a dual zone portable 80 quart fridge freezer for overlanding and stuff like that. Perfect for like truck builds and that sort of thing. But I was so impressed with it that my wife and I were looking for some more freezer room. So we went with NewAir to get a freezer, a chest freezer. And so I just wanted to do a quick review because I think for like hunters or preppers or, people that want to have a lot of storage, just a normal, typical, mom or dad that wants to have more room for frozen pizzas and popsicles and that sort of stuff, this is a great option. Good price point. What I like about it too is I remember the days of like my parents' chest freezers that were like, I felt like they were like the size of a car, right? Like they were huge. They were always white. They were just awful looking. They didn't look sleek or nice or anything, and they were huge. They took up a ton of room. This thing is actually really nice. I'm going to put the dimensions of it. I'm going to measure it, and I'm going to put the dimensions of that on the screen here so you know exactly how deep it is, how tall it is, all that good stuff. But I'm just going to quickly kind of walk you through some of the features of this thing, because it has some really nice features that make it nicer than any chest freezer that I've ever had. And there's a ton of space down in this thing despite it being kind of a sleek, small package. So let's dive into it. So let's start with the display and the controls. So there are a couple cool things about this. One, I like how simple they make all their control panels. There are a ton of things I feel like today that have way too many buttons. Like my washer, dryer are just crazy. Like they've got all these options and all I ever do is press on and then go. That's all I do. So I like that this is really super simple. One of the nice features that this thing has is a fast freezing mode. And the reason that I'm pointing this out is because I think for like hunters and, preppers, that sort of stuff, the intention behind the fast freezing mode from reading their instructions is if you're going to put a bunch of non-frozen, like room temperature food in here. So let's say you killed a deer or something, you process the deer, and then you want to freeze the leftovers, right? You want to freeze the stuff you're not going to use right away. You can put it into this fridge and hit fast freezing. It will run the compressor basically for about 24 hours, and it will inject additional cold into it to cool it faster so that it reduces the ice crystals and things that form in the food as it freezes, and freezes stuff faster. So it makes your food stay fresher longer, which is really cool. And then as far as like adjusting temperature goes, right? Obviously you can see this display is where it's at right now. So like when I first got this thing and plugged it in, it was at like 80 degrees because it was warm in the garage. It had been sitting in there for a day or two before I plugged it in. It says to plug it in and wait 24 hours, just let the compressor run at whatever it's set at when you first get it before you start adjusting it. And then after that, then you can just basically click these buttons and make changes. So like, I could set it to, you could make it warmer if you wanted to. So this is like almost up to like fridge levels if you wanted. Or then down. I just set it at 0, just because that seemed right. Once you get it to where you want it, you just leave it there for a few seconds, and as you see it just solidifies, and then that's the goal temperature, and it will just do whatever it needs to do to keep it there. All right, guys, so that was the display panel and the ways to control it, which is really nice and easy. Now, here's a cool thing. As you open this thing, these hinges have like auto stopping points on them. So it will sort of just raise for you and stay up for you. It also senses when the door opens. It's got this nice bright light. As you can see here, it's, illuminating everything in here really well. You've got a movable basket, so you could, I've got it above the compressor here just because it makes the most sense. But if you had something taller that needed to fit over there and you had room over here, you can just move it. It's kind of nice. So we've got some bread in there because we have way too many hot dog buns for some reason right now. But you can see, I've got 4 packs of like 6 waffles down there, some frozen meat, some chicken and pork, some bagel bites, and some potatoes. And I'm not even covering the whole floor, So there is a ton of space in here. This thing is 7 cubic feet. So you've got tons and tons of space in here for a lot of stuff. You want to think about how you're going to load your stuff in here. Just make sure that you've got the heavy stuff on the bottom, obviously. They do say not to tilt the fridge more than 45 degrees. If you do, just unplug it and leave it sit for 24 hours to let the coolant calm down. So if you do have to move it, just be aware of that. Also, you're not supposed to put it in an enclosed space. You're supposed to leave, 4 or 5 inches on each side of it so that it can breathe, so that it can, expel the heat as it's running. So just be aware of that too. Another thing that I really like about NewAir, and I will link, to their website. I'll put a link actually to the owner's manual for this freezer online, which I always lose the paper ones, and then I'm always like, wait, how do I reset this? How do I change the temperature again? You know, what do I need to do? So it's just really nice that they give you that stuff. So again, really, really nice freezer. I like how simple it is. I like how clean it is. It's aesthetically pleasing. It's a really nice looking freezer. And again, for like, you know, for about $450, it's a really good deal for a chest freezer like this with this much room in it. And I plan to use this for years and years to come. So I hope that was helpful. I hope that gives you a little bit of info on this thing. Again, if you're like an overlander that likes to prep a little bit, if you're a hunter, I think this would be a great fit for you. So definitely check it out through that link in the description below. All right, everybody. So that is the NewAir 7 cubic foot chest freezer. Again, the more of this stuff that I get from NewAir, the more excited I get, just because, again, it seems to be really good quality stuff. It's super simple. It's super nice looking stuff. And, you know, it just checks all the boxes for me. So again, if you're prepping, if you're storing a bunch of food, if you are a hunter or something like that, this would be a great option for you to store a lot of food without taking up a lot of room. Of course, if you have any questions or anything about it, feel free to drop a comment down in the comments below, and I will get back with you and find you an answer. But again, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. In the description, there are links to my other social channels, Facebook, Instagram, podcasts, that sort of stuff. But again, thanks for watching. Make sure to click that subscribe, that bell to be notified when new videos drop. I drop new videos like this, product reviews all the time, and I'd love to have you. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.